You're wanting to add adjustable dumbbells to your home gym and you're like, Coop, I don't know which ones to get. These are two ones that I would recommend. We've done a best adjustable dumbbell roundup, and by far these two, as well as something like Snowed, I think are the most popular options. They're a cageless design at a price point and with a weight range that is really appealing. They have things that I think are better than others. Today I'm gonna walk through and tell you which ones I think are the best for you. Let's do it. Hey guys, it's Coop from Garage Gym Reviews, and today I'm going to compare these two. These are the NUOBELLs. These are, I would say, the most popular adjustable dumbbell probably in the world at this point. These are the ones that we most often recommend. We've done a review, actually quite a few reviews on these. If you'd like to see them, you can check the link below the like button or just search our channel. But these are the TRULAPs. Now, I've done an individual review on these as well, gone super in depth, but I didn't really do a huge comparison between the two. These are two of the most popular, and I think for good reason. I've done a comparison between Snoweds and these, but I haven't done these. So today I wanna walk through and tell you exactly why I think which one is better and for what situation, walking through all the categories. And the first one is dimensions. Now, as you can see, this is a generally bigger dumbbell. They're actually not that grossly different from each other, but they feel it in hand. So these are 17 inches long, the NUOBELLs, which go up to 80 pounds. These ones from TRULAP are 17.32 inches long. So a very similar length actually, but the difference is in the diameter. These are 7.6 inches in diameter. These are only 7 inches, which 0.6 inches, how big of a deal is that? It actually feels quite a big deal when it's actually in hand. In addition to that, another thing that is worth noting, the distance between the plates on NUOBELLs, and I think there's one reason that these feel smaller, is only 7 inches. But similar to the diameter difference, these are 7.5 inches. So overall, these are a bigger dumbbell. I prefer a more compact dumbbell. There are reasons this is bigger, and I'll tell you about that in a moment. But for that category, NUOBELL definitely wins. Then the feeling. One thing about adjustable dumbbells, and this is one reason that a lot of people don't like power blocks, is they don't feel like a normal dumbbell. You want a dumbbell that is extremely balanced and feels like a pro style dumbbell. You also generally don't want a cage. Like, you don't want something typically that you put your hand in. Again, another reason that power blocks, like, it's an older design that a lot of people are just annoyed with. These feel like, both of them, a very normal pro style dumbbell. In fact, if you were to just take a normal dumbbell off the shelf with this one in this hand and a fixed dumbbell in this hand, they would feel very similar, other than kind of the shaking and rattling that can happen with plates. I would say generally, these are very similar in feeling. They feel like a normal dumbbell. You can do overhead presses, raises, whatever you want, but because this one's a little bit bigger, it feels a little bit less wieldy, and the plates can sometimes twist and make a little bit more noise, but I'd say generally, they're very similar in feeling, and it's a very good feeling. Then to the Cradle. So these both have a similar system for adjustment that sit inside a cradle. The cradle allows you to change the weights. You cannot change the weights outside of the cradle. So the way that you adjust it is simply turn the handle, and it adjusts an inner rod within it that expands to add on more plates. There's a little piece though within both of these cradles that sticks up and unlocks the rod within the adjustment system that allows it to expand and allows you to twist the handle. One thing I'll say on this is the cradles on both of these are just Actually, one of the best cradles that I've used is from Snowed because it's cast iron, lasts a long time. These are comparatively to the dumbbells, it's like they made the dumbbell and they're like, we gotta stick it in something. How can we make it as cheap as possible? We'll add aluminum rods and some plastic. That's what these are. The problem with that is over time, you use these a lot, especially after a heavy set. When you set them down, you're not thinking, oh, I just quickly set it down. So honestly, both of these cradles kind of suck. Like, in comparison to the dumbbells, that's one thing that I think would be cool for both of these companies, especially NUOBELL, because so many people have them, offer an upgraded cradle. You could buy it separately, add it to your dumbbell, that would be amazing. But with that said, both the cradles are just I don't really have one I like better than the other because they're both just kind of suck, to be honest. Then let's talk about the adjustment system. So the adjustment system on both is very similar. NUOBELL is one of the first to come out with it, and they're the ones that popularized it. The way it works is you simply grab the handle and you twist. Right now I'm at 80 pounds. You can go all the way from 80 pounds to 5 pounds that quick. So it's a very quick all the way up. Now I do this all the time, so I'm probably a little bit faster than you, but I don't know if that's a skill I should brag about, but this, this is a quick way to change a dumbbell and was kind of revolutionary when it first came out because you can just jump and superset very quickly. Those of you that have Iron Masters, which by the way, I love Iron Masters, but that said, those of you that are using Iron Masters are kind of in the Stone Age with your quick lock system in comparison to this bad boy. The TRULAPs, very similar. They do take longer to change, but I don't think it's because of the mechanism. It's actually a similar, if not the exact same mechanism. The reason they do is because they're going through more weight and more increments. There's more increments on this and more total weight, but the adjustment is very similar. The tactile feedback is very similar. I would say generally I prefer the adjustment system on NUOBELL because I'm more used to it and I don't have to jump through so many hoops and it doesn't take as long. And just after using them, this one can stick a little bit more than NUOBELL's. So for that, I would give NUOBELL like the overall for the adjustment system, but truthfully, they're pretty similar. Then to durability, and this kind of takes in warranty too. So this has a 3-year warranty. NUOBELL has a 2-year warranty. Something that's changed with NUOBELL's, they now offer replacement parts. TRULAP, I haven't seen any replacement parts. So you can actually buy separate parts like these plastic dovetails. You can buy separate plates like these ones if they break off, separate handle, like all sorts of stuff now because I think they have more of these out in the market and they want to make sure they service them, which I freaking love that idea. If you break a part, which these ones do actually break, I'll talk about that in a moment, but if you do break something, you can just buy the part, don't have to buy a whole new set. With these, it's a newer company, there's not as many out there. I don't think these will break actually as quickly as NUOBELL's. I think these are generally a more durable dumbbell and they also have a 1-year longer warranty, but they're from a company that honestly is a newer company. I don't know how much I should trust them yet. We'll just see. That longevity matters there. NUOBELL is a less warranty, but they do have replacement parts. But I will say this, using just this handle, this is a less durable dumbbell than TRULAP's. The reason being is these cutouts. If you're gonna break apart of this dumbbell, it's not gonna be these plates, like the normal plates here, it's gonna be this one right here. So if you're doing something with this, without any other plates on it, and you set it on a bench and say it rolls off, it's actually pretty likely to crack. We see it all the time. So I would just recommend making sure that you're putting these in a place that keeps them safe. Make sure you're not dropping them. If you take care of them, they're gonna last a long time, and now you can buy replacement parts. But I would say because of that, and because this, just the handle, it's way more durable than this, I think these are a more durable option. Okay, then to weight increments and weight range, this is something that matters for a lot of people. These have the shortest increments and the widest range. So this goes all the way from 8.5 pounds up to 92 pounds. The NUOBELL goes from 5 pounds in 5-pound increments all the way up to 80 pounds. I mean, that's a 12-pound difference between each dumbbell, 24 pounds total potential load that you could be using between the two. That's actually a vast difference. Now, that does make for a bigger, more unwieldy dumbbell. That said, like, the closer you get to 100 pounds, just the more people want it, which I totally get. So I would rather have a 92 as an option than an 80. So that being said, this is actually a better weight increment range and better overall increments. This actually has 26 total increments. This has 16 increments, which means this could essentially replace 24 fixed pairs of dumbbells. This could replace 16. More increments is gooder oftentimes, but it just depends if you want to use the increments or not. Like if you'd rather have 5 pounds, which personally for dumbbells, I'd probably be fine with that. 2.5 pounds, I mean, I don't need to adjust 2.5 pound curls. Like I'm not maxing out on curls, so it doesn't necessarily matter for the type of training that I do. But I will say one of the annoying parts about the increments on this is they're based in kilos. So because they're based in kilograms, they're like weird numbers, like 19, 15.5, 12, 8.5. It's just kind of weird, annoying numbers. Like because I'm a meathead, I like adjusting by 5 pound increments. That way I know 5, 10, 15, exactly. I can't count outside of 5s except Benjamin's, but you just have to decide if that's something that would bother you. Okay, then to the handle, knurling matters. That's why they called me the knurl man. Knurling really matters. So which one has a better knurling? Well, it's different. These have a very different sized handle. This is a 28 millimeter handle for NUOBELL. 28 millimeters is what's used on most Olympic barbells. This one has a 36.5 millimeter handle, which is a much thicker handle. Personally, for pressing, a thicker handle is definitely better. It just feels better. It doesn't like punch into your skin. A thinner handle is better for deadlifts and pulls, kinda. You can just pull more weight. With a thicker handle, you're gonna use more of your forearm strength. So it just depends what your hand's like. Because I got small hands, I hate saying that, but it's true. Because I have smaller hands, I prefer the 28 millimeter. If you're out there and you're just a monster, you want a bigger handle, this one, a girthy guy, this is gonna feel better on your hands. But to the knurling aspect, the newer Gen 2 of the TRULAPs has a more aggressive knurling. Actually, one of the most aggressive knurlings that I've seen on an adjustable dumbbell. It's an okay knurl, it's not that even, feels kind of like sandpaper. Personally, I prefer the knurling and the handle on the NUOBELL, and they offer these in both bright zinc and now in black zinc, which I think looks pretty cool. So for me, I'd choose the NUOBELL. I think it's a better handle. Okay, and there's other things I could talk about that are kind of subjective, like appearance and things like that. Also accuracy, they're both very similar in accuracy. We've weighed them, but I'd say the biggest one comes down to cost. So NUOBELLs are $745 with free shipping, going from 5 pounds to 80 pounds, and that's for the pair. These, the TRULAPs, go from 8.5 to 92 pounds each. For the pair are $730, so they're actually 15 bucks cheaper. So value-wise, you're getting more per pound for the TRULAPs. Now, if you're like, Coop, which ones would you choose? Personally, I'd probably choose NUOBELL. I just think the NUOBELLs are a better design. They've been around longer. Like, we still have to see how durable these are gonna be. I also don't like how big the heads are. I like that they go up heavier, but they're just a big dumbbell. Also, I don't mind for dumbbells being 5-pound increments. It's preferable that 2.5, but also the weird increments are just annoying to me. So for me, I prefer NUOBELLs, but I will say, like, some of these recommendations I give, I feel like are really cut and dry. This one isn't. Like this one, like the lines are pretty blurred. If you want a heavier dumbbell, don't mind a thicker handle, and don't mind the weird increments and actually prefer having a bunch of increments, like, I actually really like the TRULAPs. TRULAPs, these are a really good dumbbell, a really good option. Like, the amount of options we have today is great. When NUOBELLs first came out, it was like, dude, NUOBELL took the world by storm. It's why most people have them. Now that we're seeing others come out like Snows and TRULAPs, the lines are a little bit blurred. So I can understand why you could go with these. If you want something that's tried and true, more so, I think NUOBELLs, but totally get it if you want a heavier dumbbell at 92 pounds. I think you'd like the TRULAPs. Just understand, they're a bit bigger of a dumbbell. Okay, let me know what you think in the comments. Do you prefer the TRULAPs or the Smart Fits? Is there an adjustable dumbbell out there that we haven't reviewed yet? Let me know, I'd love to review it. This has been Coop from Garage Gym Reviews. I'll see you next time, peace.